Canadian Opposition Leader Pierre Poilievre has called out Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, over his role in creating and tolerating antisemitism in Canada. The left-wing hate there is fueling riots in Montreal. I'll just quote from what Pierre wrote on X. He said, "You act surprised. We are reaping what you sowed. This is what happens when a Prime Minister spends 9 years pushing toxic woke identity politics, dividing and subdividing people by race, gender, vaccine status, religion, region, age, wealth, saying Canada is a post-national state with no core identity. And while you were dancing, Montreal was burning. We won't let you divide us anymore. Call an election and now. We will fire you and reclaim our citizenship, our values, our lives, our freedom, and most of all, our country." Wow, Josh, that's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah, that's a fiery statement, and it's a fiery statement that has to be made. I mean, frankly, I was looking at the so-called ratio on the underlying tweet that Justin Trudeau pointed out, that we saw kind of the quote there. I mean, Justin Trudeau was getting so-called ratioed. I mean, he was getting just blown up in the replies there. I mean, Trudeau is going to get demolished the next time that he actually bothers to hold an election there in Canada there. And it's because his policies have fundamentally failed. By the way, it's not just that he's allowing Jew haters in Montreal to firebomb synagogues. He's also now on record as saying that he looks forward to enforcing the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, as if
Yes.
Netanyahu were to visit Ottawa. I mean, is Trudeau literally going to send in the Royal Canadian Mounted Police to round up the Jews? I mean, are you kidding me here? I mean, is this sort of Nazi-esque rounding up the Jews the progressive mentality in the year 2024? I guess the answer apparently is yes. Again, he's going to get his clock cleaned in Canada the next time that they bother to host elections there. This leader of the opposition of the Tories is very, very, very well spoken. I hope he gets back into power the next time that Canada bothers to hold a national election, frankly.
I do like his form. He reminds me a lot of Ron DeSantis. I want to ask you about January 6th. There's been another hole that's been blown in Congress's January 6th investigation, despite the Capitol Police and Justice Department clearing Captain Michael Bird for shooting protester Ashley Babbitt dead. New information has come to light where Bird admits to not having sufficient grounds to have opened fire on her, and a new report confirms that Bird had prior disciplinary and training issues. What more can you tell us about that? And what is going to be the plight of these January 6 prisoners? Some refer to them as political prisoners, and really their cases highlight this two-tier justice system.
So the U.S. Supreme Court had an opinion earlier this year called the Fisher case, U.S. versus Fisher, where they held that a 2002 statute called Sarbanes-Oxley, specifically Section 1512, cannot be used to prosecute the J6ers. That was basically the holding of the case. Now, notably, Jack Smith, who we were just discussing a few minutes ago, Jack Smith decided not to let the Supreme Court ruling affect his indictment against Donald Trump. He actually left those charges in. But when it comes to a lot of the J6ers who were being prosecuted or who are waiting trial or who are currently sentenced under these same statutory grounds, the Biden DOJ has not actually bothered to change or to let out many of these people. And they're acting in many cases in flagrant disregard of the Supreme Court's clear guidance in this Fisher case. Many of these cases, perhaps most, or possibly even all of them, honestly, are really just day one easy pardon calls, I think, for Donald Trump and Pam Bondi, his soon-to-be Attorney General, come January 2025. Look, was January 6th a good day? No, it obviously was not. Has it been blown out of proportion by anyone remotely resembling anyone on the left? Yeah, of course it has. This notion that it was a Pearl Harbor or 9/11, get the heck out of here. I mean, this latest revelation about Bird and Ashley Babbitt there is really just the latest data indicating that there. Donald Trump should issue a pardon to basically anyone who's been prosecuted under that same statute I mentioned there, possibly all of them there. Get it done with, out of the way. The left will freak out. Let them melt down. Frankly, who cares?
Exactly. They're going to melt down anyway. Josh Hammer, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you, Rita.